Just preparing to live.
There. Okay, there we go. All right, we are now officially live streaming here at The Word Is Right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much, Shaki G, for helping us get on the live tonight. We are featuring a poet. Zulinet is amazing, and she's just sensational. I'm going to turn off my video because for whatever reason, maybe it's the eclipse, the world is not being gracious with us as far as technology goes. All right, so we're going to do the open mic. We have one feature reader tonight, so it's super exciting. I'm going to have people the way they area the way a lantern is second lantern. I know you're going to read today. I've got Shaki, Teresa, Terry Rose, Jerson, Teresa Gallion. If you would like to read today, that would be amazing. Doc Danny, I've also got you on the list, so I'll go through the whole list. Everyone, I know Jenny's not going to read, so that's okay. All right, so I've got Lantern, Doc, Shaki, Terry Rose, and Teresa Gallion. If there's anyone who would like to read, let me know, please. By not and lies. I really look at the rest in the bloodstream. I guess I should go over we'll go Lantern, Doc, Shaki, and then we'll bring up our feature, and then we'll go back to and I'll stay. We'll have
Marissa, we're only getting 1 word out of 4.
Marissa, you're backing up so bad I can't understand anything you're saying. So something's not working at all. Can't understand. I can't understand anything you're saying.
Okay, I'm gonna go out. Shaki's gonna bring me back. I don't know. The add eclipse anything.
Not the eclipse.
It could be Doc. You got to believe in that energy, sir. All right, I'm gonna type the chat. Lantern, Doc, Shaki, Terry Rose, Teresa. All right, Shaki, bring me back in.
I'll think about it.
like it's gonna let me in anyway. I love it. All right, but so Shaki, let's do this. If you want to open, go ahead and open with a brilliant poem from your brilliant book, which is she's getting nominated for a Pushcart Prize. So let's celebrate that. Make sure, like, that's the total awesome thing about having a publisher like me is you have you have an award nomination under your belt when you publish here, so awesome. Let's go. Go ahead if you want, Shaki. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna come back in, even though this device was restarted before I started everything. Hear me? It doesn't do any good. Is that okay, Shaki?
Yep.
Can we pull the turn button so that list gets put in the chat?
She just disappeared mid-sentence. Okay. The first time you could hear. Can you guys actually hear me though?
Yes.
Yes.
I will read this poem, and that's not me snoring, obviously. That's my cat. So if you hear that, I'm sorry. I was not born by the river we often sing about, but rather in the desert where my mother was vanquished to. When the family had no vacancy, sent her pregnant body, barefoot and swollen ankles into darkness. This is not to say my mother was Mary, nor I Jesus. There were no wise men, just violent ones. Men who hid apologies under their tongues like razor blades. Apologies my mother accepted to cut my umbilical cord. Back when the waters of her womb seemed endless, thirst unknown, how she did everything to make this sand seem ocean. Turned her tears into wishing wells so I could learn hope. And even so, first time I met a river, I drowned in it. Pulled under by the current, felt most at home in the sand at the bottom. Hate the way rivers made me question my mother's sacrifice. Thought of all the things she gave me. She could have taught me how to swim. Like, ain't she, wait, sorry. Like she ain't know these rivers would dry up one day. And taught me to make wishing wells out of tears while everyone cut down their family trees to build an ark. Like she knew ain't no flood coming. And that is to say, I was born ready. Yay. Marissa is not back. So Lantern, you are up. Let's hear it, King.
Okay. Right. Let's see. I'm going to try a very brand new piece, still in the draft stage. It's a theme for New York Cafe on Monday night. Building blocks. What's the word? I am Jewish, and my neighbor Zaya is a Palestinian Muslim. Today I brought her baklava, homemade tea and soup, plus a large orchid. She took me into her arms and we both cried. We spoke for a long, long time. Her husband serving me Arabic coffee as we chatted, and Zaya assisting with stuffed grape leaves. They sent me home with more leaves, lamb for my husband, a cafe, and the last bag of cardamom coffee from Palestine. They approached our help with shoveling this. They appreciated our help with shoveling the snow, offered to make knafe, my favorite Palestinian dessert. We can be the change we wish to see, sharing coffee and sweets that blend in a harmony of togetherness, friendships that tell stories of a humanity, of wanting a place we call home, as each soul yearns to be happy. Assalamu alaikum, shalom. Paraphrased and pasted from a clip from Meher Pestonji on Facebook. Language is not only visual, oral, audio, or listening and communication, but has an incredible capacity to stir the spirit. Here we have three people of different faiths, not only building blocks, but embodying a deep inner experience, even when life around them seemed nothing but chaos and confusion. A poet is forever building blocks, consciously or unconsciously, transmitting vibrations that may heal, alleviate pain, be used as therapy, or even save lives. A woman wrote to a poet friend once just to tell him that his consoling words had saved her life. She was on the verge of suicide when she read his powerful bars and changed her mind. We poets are used to applause, clicking, comments of fire or dope and so forth. There's also the power of speaking through silence and reflection, the way lyrics create emotive tears of joy or sadness in our hearts. We sometimes go to visionary dreams, communicate in a language not our own. Nature, too, has a story to tell. The cuckoo laments its beloved, even as the sparrow bewitches my heart. The African starling enchants me with symphonies, and my soul blends with the moon as it glistens and smiles. Stars twinkle and waltz as the illustrious dawn whispers promises of better tomorrows. Prose, says Coleridge, words in the finest order. Poetry, the best words in the best order. Rumi is a genius of examples. Both light and shadow, he says, are the dance of love. So we know that light is in global conflicts, just as it exists in the lamenting hearts of humans. She conceals herself, even as we become fettered in webs, forgetting that we are not spiders and that the wound is the place where the light enters, as Rumi says, so that our inner vessels can glimmer with the quintessence of perennial beauty. There are inscrutable and sublime ways of building blocks through words, many of them spontaneous. I did a refugee poem once, and a poet rushed from the back and kissed me. I began to sing Amazing Grace at the end of a Black history piece, and the crowd not only rose to sing with me, but gave me a standing ovation. A poet was so moved by an inspirational rendition that he suggested the audience rise at the count of 3, saying, "We are healed." My soul was blessed that day by the miracle of love. Seawater caresses the pearl in the marine bed, the coral serenade its opulence. How I wish that my kindred spirits would all serenade one day the love of the one within. Then we'll all become phoenixes of blazing fire, extolling the effulgence of paradise. I cup my hands and kneel in prayer, entreating the surrender of David, the wisdom of Solomon, and the gentleness of doves. Lantern Carrier. Thank you.
And beautiful as always. Thank you, Lantern Carrier, the bringer
Thank
of
you.
light.
Thank you.
Everybody love everybody, right? That's the message.
Yes.
All right, let's see. She's still not back. I don't know what's going on, but we got the poet laureate himself, Doc Janning, up next. The Dragonfly.
The dragonfly. I've never heard myself called that before, but there's a first for everything. Mystic Voyage. Painted runes and echoes of life, whispered in magic and music of the wind between the stars, become lucid dreams of light in an eternal dance of silence. A millennium wrapped in the moment and unbound beauty of just before, sketched in the geography of light, inscribed in ancient canyons of time, mapping a mystic voyage into a new day. Infinity cloaked in chaos and change, a perilous venture of arcane unknowns across Chthonian seas of every when, beyond uncharted lands of nevermore and the mountains of rememory. It is a dance of the ninth wave and the future. It is a dance of infinite possibilities. It is a dance of dimensions and existence on the warp and weft of a surreal loom, becoming the endless tapestry of the multiverse. Ageless dreams. Beyond the unreasoning caverns of night and whispers of an ancient dawn lie the sleeping hills of tomorrow. They await the first light kiss of sun and clarion call of the coming day to awaken in the joy of morning. Sun rises in its sublime impermanence, sailing across the blue baldachin of sky toward the brilliant zenith of noon. The hills glow and stretch in the ninth wave, and the landscape of life adds infinite variety to the progression of time and change. The majestic pinnacle of day past, sun begins its measured catabasis toward evening and its sensuous warmth. Thence to its languorous barge of dreams, neath Knox's enveloping blanket of dark, amid sacred reveries of a future yet to be. And the hills dream in ageless dreams of all the tomorrows beyond tomorrow, in anticipation of a new dawn. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, Doc. Man, I cannot believe you not have a book. Come November, I need to get that. Thank you so much for reading. Our feature is still not here, so I guess just some, what we gonna call it, bookkeeping. I don't know. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. we have our book club with Fresh Linen, going over his book, something about streetlights. I don't know the title. But he's an amazing poet, so definitely stop in, listen to him read, and talk about that book. I think it's called Under the Streetlights, if it is correct. I'm terrible at promoting things. Oh, Marissa's back, so let me shut up. Can we hear you now?
Okay, is this better? Testing,
Yes.
testing.
Much better.
I have no idea. Like, I restarted this whole unit before I even started the Zoom today. So I don't know why it's giving me flack. I mean, everything's updated. Everything was restarted before the show. Hopefully Zulina makes it back. I did tell her she would be going on about 6:45 my time, which is 8:45 your time, which is coming up. So hopefully she's able to make it back for this, because she's an amazing poet. And she's an amazing spoken word artist, and she should definitely be heard. And so I hope that she's able to make it back tonight. Anyways, so we heard from Lantern and Doc. Shaki, did you read a piece?
She started.
She started reading one?
Yeah, no, I read one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see if Terry Rose and Teresa want to read, and then we'll see if our feature comes back. I know it's just really hard when we're troubleshooting technology and it doesn't want to work, but that's why we have a team, right, to help pick up the slack when things don't go the way that we want them to go. So Terry Rose, if you'd like to read a piece, feel free. And then the lovely Teresa Gallion, my mama, is here.
Hello. I just need to pull it up.
That hat's fire.
Okay. I have. Um. I need to put my glasses on. No wonder I can't see what I'm doing. My glasses aren't on. Oh my gosh. Okay. My poetry is my truth. My truth is my own, but maybe not for the majority. My story of a day at the beach, burning skin, scarlet, no sunscreen, apply cooling aloe to sleep, or my 3 wedding rings, a fear of violence against my heart, take back my commitment, take back my part. My poetry sparks ideas too colorful to contain, like the rainbow of chameleon tails of my hair, faceting gems of wisdom, overflowing their container. My poetry is scattered thoughts, planting seeds in my garden, birthing beautiful flowers in the spring, sneezing, making your eyes water. My poetry be spicy, like 3-alarm chili, burning your tongue, or sexy, like black lace, peeking out under satin sheets, caressing silky, soft skin. My poetry recalls creamy relationships, left for dead, sat out in the sun too long, spoiled, like rancid milk, turning into thick chunks. You were the victor of. You said things, never wishing to return to your mouth again. If accidentally ingested, you wish to regurgitate, leaving a bitter aftertaste. But what's this preoccupation of death, Barbie? You have no expiration date. My poetry is not fitting the narrative. My poetry will not be nominated for the Pulitzer Prize. My poetry is something you want to cuddle with, like my puppy, Violet. Wet licks of her tongue, her way of giving kisses. My poetry wags its tail when it knows you've come home. My poetry is faithful, like my first teddy bear of 61 years, my longest relationship. This is a lie, not like the truth of my poetry. Thank you.
Don't count yourself out for a Pulitzer yet. All right, the lovely Teresa Gallion is next. Carrie, Melly, Carrie, Mary, Kelly, Mary. Oh my God. The only way that I can say this is this post-COVID brain fog. I don't know. It's like baby brain when I was raising little ones, and everything is backwards in my brain right now. Carrie, see, again, the spoonerisms are all night long. Kelly Mary McAllister is here. You just got to come more, Kelly, so I can say your name. Say your name more. Kelly Mary McAllister is here, y'all. Let's go. Yeah. I love the pink hair in the picture, by the way. Love it, love it, love it. Super cute. All right. So our host is our feature reader is still not back, so I'm hoping she wasn't scared away by the technical difficulties that we were having when we started. But certainly we are here and running, and we're a well-oiled machine now. So we'll go Teresa, and then Kelly Mary McAllister will be after Teresa.
Thank you, Marissa. I will continue my continuing saga of Egypt as I shapeshift between Egypt and New Mexico on a regular basis now. This is called Wall Paintings. I love it when the walls talk. The soft, sensual paintings pull at my cleavage, and the rough, rugged edges slap hard. These ruins gifted from the desert sand, poetry to my soul. I ask the fairies of the universe to take me for a ride on the scales of these walls. Imprint me with the hieroglyphics that burn with the golden tongue wisdom my soul needs. The wall paintings shackled in sand have been waiting 1,000 plus 1 year for the humble souls ready to eat the knowledge painted on these walls. When the fairies pause in mid-flight, I see a mirror image of myself, dressed like a queen who smiles back at me. And the second piece is called King and I. He is black velvet, smooth as the midnight sky, proud of his four-legged humpback with a smile of ancient pride. He grants me the privilege to ride his ship of the desert in exchange for a few golden coins. His camel's name is King. King and the beautiful Nubian escort me up the trail. He is happy. King is happy. I am ecstatic riding this Nubian's camel on sacred ancient lands. The beauty of these wonderful creatures is they always carry a smile with their heads held up proud. I smile, a joyful smile in communion with the King. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Teresa Gallion. Yes, let's go. Tesoto in the house. And Teresa has so many amazing poems about her time in Egypt recently. I want to come put me in your suitcase and take me when you go to Italy. I make a wonderful companion. I don't shut up. No, I'm just kidding. I can be quiet when I need to be, but it's just wonderful. If you missed her at the New Mexico Poetry Festival, you got to come back because Shaki was there. So many poets. We had poets from all over the world flying in here and reading over the course of 3 days. So it was just a phenomenal event. The schedule is set for next year if you want to come September 13th, 14th, and 15th right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Tickets are already on sale. The early bird tickets are only $30 for Saturday, $25 for Sunday. Friday is free. So it's just going to be an exquisite event. And we had 8 different workshops on Saturday as well. So it was just a phenomenal time. So thank you so much, Teresa. And I kind of feel we'll go another round. So don't worry when Kelly's finished. If my computer is not sounding like crap, I'll read a poem. If it is, then I'll just let Lantern read because he's so much better at this than me. But all right, Kelly Mary McAllister, all the way from Canada. Are you ready? Oh my gosh, who's this?
I'm sorry. It's first time slam champ Kelly Mary McAllister from
First
Toronto.
time slam champ Kelly Mary McAllister. There we go.
Won my first last night.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's exciting. But this is Wasp. I was inspired.
Oh, I miss dogs. He looks so soft and fuzzy too.
He is. He's very cuddly. I was inspired by Terry, so I'll read this poem I wrote for him a while ago. When I got a puppy, I thought, how hard can it be? It's not a baby. Turns out it is a baby, just not a human one. After the sleepless nights, housebreaking nightmares, and teething chaos, I wondered if I had made a mistake. I had not, because of the part I did not expect. I expected to love you, and I did. I also hated you a bit, sometimes. What I did not expect was how you would love me, that I would be your world. I'd never been a being's world before. It's not a perfect love, because I am not perfect and you are far from it. You eat garbage sometimes. Don't lie. I saw you do it. I said, leave it. You just chewed faster. Then you tried to lick my face with your garbage mouth. I did not let you. I think you are offended. You grumble when I wake you from a nap. You sulk when I pry loose Kleenex from your jaw. Your resentment is palpable when I make you wear boots. But the salt hurts your feet, and the Kleenex isn't food, and you're so cute when you sleep that I have to give you kisses even if they wake you up and make you grumpy. You're cute when you're grumpy. What I'm saying is, I love you, you scruffy little weirdo. That is the first one, and I'll put the little man down. Yes, yes, I know, I'm sorry. He did not want to do it. And my next one is a newer piece that I'm still workshopping called Late Winter Commute, a Symphony. One moment. My computer is cooperating. Sort of. Almost there. Okay. The lone bird in the lone tree with the sparse branches that dust the top of the bus shelter sings a fluting aria remixed in real time by industrial clatter. The pounding of massive machines behind the plywood construction barriers. Papered and flyers for a food delivery app, a partially obscured stamp posts no bills. The youth at this stop are a ruckus, ebullient. The percussion of their raised voices cracks the air, a cacophonous chorus. They scream rather than speak, excitement driving decibels. An indecipherable bass line, felt more than heard, rumbles out of the barrel chest of the man in the press suit, having a one-sided conversation with his Bluetooth while he side-eyes the rest of us. The horns come in on the next movement, blistering, blaring, raining accusations on a traffic infraction unseen from my angle. What are you doing? They yell. Idiot, why would you do that? until the deep bellow of a truck trundling up the hill has the final word. The thirst for vengeance is satiated by an air horn. The bus's arrival inspires a crescendo. The cracking hiss of the brakes, the thumping bang of the doors. Would you give it a rest? Thank you. As the youth continue to chatter and the birds continue to sing and the builders continue to build, now orchestrated with the shuffle of boots, the delicate bouncing of stones and street detritus kicked by careless feet, as we form an anxious queue jostling for entry as if the bus will leave without us. The closing adagio begins. Murmurs and mutters chorus, excuse me, pardon me, let me just sneak around you, with the whisper of waterproof fabrics like strings as strangers' bodies brush intimately together, contact that cannot be helped on a public bus. The sounds taper off as seats are claimed, capped by the percussion of the closing door. The symphony outside is drowned out by the rumble of the engine and the hush of dozens of strangers silently breathing.
Whew, let's go. Let's go. All right. I'm super excited for tonight. I'm sad I have not heard from our feature. So I don't know if she got booted out, if she had a technical issue or device issue. I'm telling you, Doc might not believe in it, but energy is a real thing, right? And for those who missed the solar eclipse today, it was phenomenal. So the New Mexico Air and Space the Nuclear Space Museum is really like a mile and a half away from my house. And they had the eyeglasses for the eclipse that they were selling. And I went and got a couple, but there was hundreds of people camped in and around the nuclear museum. Some of them had massive telescopes to look at the sun. Some of them were just sitting in their lawn chairs. You know, we're used to sitting outside and looking up at the sky in New Mexico. We're waiting for the next encounter here. But I just thought it was very interesting how so many people were out and about for this eclipse. And so I got a couple of the little see-through glasses. And my daughter, my youngest, had a soccer game today right during the eclipse. And her game ended about maybe like 25% of the way into the eclipse, 30% into the eclipse. So it had already kind of started. But we popped up our chairs and sat and looked up and watched it and got to see the ring of fire where the moon passed in front of the sun, and you got to see the red around the moon, and explaining to her what was actually happening, like, you know, physically in the universe. And you could feel, at least I could feel, like a palpable chill. Like the earth felt colder, right? Because the sun, we didn't have so much light and heat from the sun coming through. So everything felt just a little bit colder. And the air, like, it didn't smell like it normally smells. It just smelled like, you know, when you open the refrigerator, not like something died, but just like, you know, like that cold air smell. It didn't smell like the grass was alive. It felt like kind of stale. Everything just felt heavy and stale during the eclipse. But it was a fascinating thing. And as soon as the sun, you know, passed through and the moon passed through and the sun emerged again from behind the moon, everything like lit up. And we're in the desert, we're at 5,000 feet. So we really feel the effects of the sun here. Not a single cloud in the sky all day long. It was the most beautiful annular solar eclipse. And the next annular solar eclipse won't be for 175 years. So it was an amazing thing to witness. So I encourage you, even if you don't like anything about the sun and the moon and the stars, like, just go check it out. It's a trip, right? It makes you feel as small as you actually are. We're not that big as human beings, but we tend to think we are. So witnessing something like that reminds us of how small we are in this world and how much we don't control things, right? So that was an incredible eclipse today. All right, let's go back through the list. Maybe our feature will make it. Maybe she won't, and that's all right. I mean, you can only do so much. I'm not fighting the universe today. I don't have it in me to fight the universe today. Usually we reach an agreement and it bends to my will, but that can't be today because my energies are too tapped out. But we got Lantern, Doc, Shaki G, Terry Rose, Teresa Gallion, and Kelly Mary McAllister. See, I got to slow my brain down so she works appropriately. And then I'll finish with a poem today. So we'll go with that. All right. Oh, you know what I forgot, Shaki? You know what I forgot to tell everyone? You might have, and that's cool if you did. But it's okay if you didn't. So there's a lot of stuff coming up here. We have the Red or Green Books book signing event for the 2023 debut authors, including Shaki G, is going to be November 11th right here at the Word is Right. It's a collaboration with Word is Right and Red or Green Books. That'll be in the, well, I didn't write the time down, but go to the Facebook page or the Instagram page for that. The following Saturday, November 18th, is our Poet Palooza. It's our annual show at Red or Green Books. So like Lantern Carrier, if you want to come read, or any of the Red or Green Books authors can come read. It's during the day so that it's early evening for the UK, so it's not late. Then we have Friendsgiving is November 25th. And then we have, we have December 9th is the reading for American Graveyard. So that'll be our third reading of the year with the authors, with the contributors for American Graveyard Calls to End Gun Violence. We're doing a very special call. Cross your fingers, send some prayers out that we are able to be considered for a Nobel nomination. That is an absolutely huge deal for us. So send some good energy for that. Feature of the features will be December 16th, right here at Word is Right. We've invited back all of our featured readers for the whole year and our teammates to read in one epic night. And I believe we have so many people signed up. It's already going to be over 3 hours. So it'll be a wonderful, wonderful show, December 16th. All right, so that's that little commercial break about our upcoming events. Pretty much every Saturday between now and the end of the year is going to be busy. All right, Lantern Carrier, are you ready, sir? And if you have not signed up for book club, Lantern, you totally should sign up for book club for Red or Green Books. Check your emails because the emails went out earlier this summer. Sign up for book club. We feature a new book each month, and there's a special coupon in the month for the book. And then we do a show the third Sunday of the month with the author. So if you, I don't think you've signed up yet for book club. So if you want to, I think we're full until March of next year. So you have time, but get your name on there so we can keep putting your book out there. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Exploring freedom. Its soul has yearned to be unchained like Hercules, for it knows it was born free. So whether we see this in Greek mythology or hear it in various tales from our ancestors, humans have an innate urge to be unfettered. Maya Angelou fell many a time, yet still she rose. Martin Luther King Jr. peered over the mountain and saw the promised land long before his demise. Any devoted lover separated from his beloved longs to be reunited. Historically, many civil rights and revolutionary groups sprung out of oppression, inequity, and injustice, and from east to west, whether it was Gandhiji or African ancestors, Maoists, Maroons, or Cuban revolutionaries, they all saw freedom songs as the very soul of their movements. What is freedom? We are not free when segregation exists in bars, schools, laws, and healthcare systems, in language and transportation, in sport facilities and adult suffrage, in enforced labor and heinous crimes based purely on the color of skin. The songbird of the soul, sent by love, ascended from the mineral, plant, and animal kingdom into the plenitude of the life divine. Perhaps Icarus suspected this when he flirted with complacency, flying too close to the sun and paid a mortal price for his curiosity. We enact laws and cries of injustices, shout for liberty, equality, and the pursuit of happiness through statutes and statues of liberty. However, what about the agony of yearning, burning in the profundity of its soul? Humans, black, white, or otherwise, did the needful only because freedom incessantly calls to us, like a fiery phoenix soaring in the heavens to an ever-effulgent light. In 559 AD, Yuan Hong II and several prisoners of Emperor Wen Yuan of Northern Qi were forced to launch themselves with a kite from a tower as an experimental flight. In the 9th century, the Andalusian Abbas ibn Firnas attempted a short gliding flight with feathered wings from the Tower of Cordoba. More flights continued down the centuries, and the first confirmed human flight by a tethered balloon was accomplished by Jean-François Piltreau de Rosière in 1783. The Wright brothers, using the research of Otto Lilienthal, Da Vinci, and others, made the world's first successful aircraft flight on September 20th, 1904. Today, I do not know if men have walked on the moon, but they have undeniably excelled in the excellence of aviation. Branson, Bezos, and Musk are all keen to exploit the bandwagon, and India as an emerging power is reshaping its own destiny. I once said to my mother, "Mommy, mommy, what is that air up in the sky? La luna, mi niño." "The moon? It looks so beautiful. How I wish to fly up to the heavens and play with it." My mother laughed. But now I soar in contemplation, a songbird leaving this mortal coil behind, exercising my birthright through the freedom of the soul. I glide above the clouds, way into constellations and the zenith of magnificence, shedding tears like a bodhisattva for the ignorance of many, so identified with the amnesia of worldliness that they have forgotten how to fly. "Oh, that I had the wings of a dove," said the psalmist. "Then I would fly away and be at rest." Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Oh, Lantern, yes. And it's the balloon fiesta this week. And so it's so exciting to talk about aviation and flight and tethered balloons. Yes, I love
When is it, this week?
This week, yeah. So the
Wow.
Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta is it starts the first Saturday of October and goes through the second Sunday of October. And or I don't know, this October was weird. I think the first October 1st was a Sunday, I think, this year. So it waited until the 6th to start. So it's a little weird with the dates this year, but yeah, it's a wonderful, it's the most photographed event in the world.
Wow.
It's definitely something to aspire to come to.
Indeed.
To come here. All right, let's keep going. And because you read that poem, Lantern, I pulled up one of my hot air balloon poems to close tonight with. All right, the one and only Doc Janning. You are up next, sir. And then Shocky G, you'll be after Doc. I apologize, Shocky, because I just started going down my list like I had it and I forgot that you opened. Oh, we're gonna make it work today. If we all love each other after today, we can get through anything.
Blessing. I fly through canyons and castles of clouds. I fly on wings of dreams, my heart calling to yours. I feel your caring and kindness across time and space. I soar above the highest peaks and lowest of valleys, drawn unerring to a blessing, the blessing of you. Winds of dreams, soaring on wings of tomorrow over canyons of stars. Winds of dreams carry me to a planet of wonder, a planet of two moons, moons which dance with each other, an eternal dance of ecstasy, a planet of a lilac star, a star whose light is the scent of love, of laughter, of ecstasy and joy, a planet of you. Thank you.
Oh, Doc, let's go. It's almost like you're a poet laureate. Oh, his stuff is so sweet. Damn it. It just gives me cavities.
He's the poet laureate.
Doc Jennings, he's the poet laureate of South Euclid,
yeah.
Ohio. Yes.
Yes, I am.
He's a poet laureate.
I'm 5 years into a 2-year gig.
That's awesome. Right. That you just keep going. I'm 5. Exactly right. That's yeah.
Oh, and by the way, next April, when we have the total eclipse, it will be fully visible in my area.
Oh, very cool. It's true, right? Usually you have to be in like Michigan. Like usually we're not in the part of the world where it's going to be a full eclipse. It was very interesting. And I remember the last solar eclipse, it wasn't a full eclipse, but the last solar eclipse was years ago. And we drove like an hour west of Albuquerque and pulled over at a truck stop to watch the eclipse because it was so cloudy. There was a storm that was here. So even if you are in the vicinity of an eclipse, you have to have clear skies.
Yeah.
Right. That is something we have in spades here in New Mexico, 300 days a year of sunshine. So usually it'll always be an amazing day for that. All right, let's keep going. We got Shocky G. And Doc, let us know when your book comes out. I'd be happy to share the link, sir. Let's go. It's very exciting. All right, Shocky G, the great Shocky G. And her book, In Lieu of Flowers, is available. And she's going to be the book club author of the month next month for Red or Green Books. And so she will have her book featured for the month on the website, as well as her author talk will be the third Sunday in November. And it's just a great book. Please get her book. All right. And then after Shocky, we have Terry Rose.
All right. I got 2 pieces. Sorry, I'm super tired. My mentor says he doesn't like a numbered list poem. And I wonder if he would rather I use bullets to make my point. Don't worry, I am unarmed. Just a body full of melanin and a shotgun for a tongue, but this is America, where we treat elementary schools like Russian roulette, pack each classroom, then wonder why the kids pop off, why the yearbook has plenty of headshots and no photos. American Horror Story. Must be a list poem sounds too much like ending credits. There is a thin line between gun rights and our safety, and Americans hang from it like Christmas lights. Oh, silent Congress. Used to be when the ship was sinking, we'd save women and children first. Now we sacrifice them to Poseidon and hope thoughts and prayers keep them afloat. See, I've been feeling like I've been writing the same one poem too many times. Maybe it's more than what can be held in 3 stanzas when rights hang in the balance every 4 years, when every 5 days sees more shootings and mornings. I guess it doesn't matter if I had made this a list poem. What matters is that you listen. And then this one is called Dreams for Sale. Point me in the direction of someone who has dreams on sale. See, lately it seems the cost of dreams have gone up. Or maybe the demand has increased. We've been dreaming since Martin told us about his, looking to find equality for the low. I got these thrift shop dreams I've been trying to refurbish into something bigger than me. Living life with $1 in my left pocket and a forgotten dream in the right, and it don't sit well with me. Ain't no Amazon days or Black Fridays for dreams. Even America done gave up on hers. No more white picket fences and single family homes, just barbed wire and corporate owned apartment complexes. What if I told you the cost of living and the cost of dreaming is the same thing? Could you point me in the direction of someone who has dreams on sale?
Damn it. Let's go. That should be the title of your next book, Shocky. Shotgun Tongue. Absolutely. I just love that poet. Y'all don't even know how special she is. She's very special. All right. Terry Rose Jertson, you're up next. And then Teresa, and then Kelly Mary McAllister.
Hello. It still hurts me to think of you, my stomach tight, my brows furrowed, pain in my third eye. It tried to tell me that you were not worthy of my time, but a necessary evil, a means to an end, and it did end, as you may have rightly imagined. The positive light to shine on the subject of our pairing yielded a beautiful harvest, a child who I can never imagine my life without. You reaped my heart, which became a dead seed, rich with nutrients, but nothing can live inside its depths. When you left, you did not look back at the barren field, scorched from uncontrolled burning. Your branch of this mama tree was left to wither, but I refused to cry. Eyes have dried, cracks deep. You were a severed limb that was diseased. You were cut off to save the source. You would rather die than to remain here with your splintered family. How dare you look at us so pitifully? Or maybe it was a look of regret that you reconsidered your selfish actions. Too little, too late.
Whew, let's go. Let's go, Terry Rose. You got another one?
Yeah, one more. I was taught to blend in. Do not stand out, or you will be made an example of. It happened when I was called to the front of the church for talking, beaten unmercifully in front of God and country. I learned to shut the fuck up. And it was almost 30 years later before I could speak freely again. Trauma can do this. And somehow I held on to that instead of letting that go. My young brain tucked away abusive info until I was ready to know that I was not wrong, but wronged.
I was not wrong, but wrong. That means you're not right. No, but I love it. Terry Rose, her book is amazing as well. Another Red or Green Books author. She had her book recently in book club. So you can go to the YouTube page and see her entire set. Book club is so much fun because you get to have a lot of talking and a lot of dialoguing with the author, and you get to hear about their story, their journey, all of that. So if you want to hear more from Terry Rose and hear more about her story and her book and her journey, it's on the YouTube page for Red or Green Books. And her book is not just written poetry. She has a lot of found poems in there. She has a lot of artwork. She has a lot of images in her book as well. It is sharp. It is witty. It is charming. So, make sure you are checking out these authors because they're just absolutely phenomenal, all of them. All right, next up, we have Kelly Mary McAllister. Oh, excuse me. Shit, sorry, Mama. I'm sorry. Teresa Gallion. Y'all, I don't know. And my brain is like super jumbled now post-COVID, which is really not cool because I need to be on the top of my game. But we have Teresa Gallion, my mama, is here in Albuquerque. And then Kelly Mary McAllister, you will be next.
Okay, I'm going to shift gears now away from Egypt. Words to love you. I want these words to love you. I scroll them across the page, an offering to the universe for all ears able to receive, because I want these words to love you, lift you up in times of distress, push you forward when you want to run away from the challenge, because I want these words to love you when you freeze at the gates of fear and push you through with the heat of love in each syllable, because I want these words to love you, squeeze the impurity from your veins to help you walk lightly on your journey against the wind, because I want these words to love you, keep you eternally warm, rub your legs with stamina to carry you through the storm, because I want these words to love you and bring you to me. I am dancing on the horizon, waiting to capture your smile, because I love you. And the second piece is called The Peaceful Realm. You cannot reach the peaceful country with a heart filled with hate and bullets aimed at your fellow man. You cannot reach the peaceful country throwing war stickers at everyone who does not subscribe to your sphere of logic. You cannot reach the peaceful country chasing those who are different from you and burning their feet. You cannot reach the peaceful country to join in harmony with all mankind until you learn to forgive and yourself and others. You cannot reach the peaceful country until you surrender all negative baggage and open your arms to the broken. You cannot reach the peaceful country until all your ties with negative karma are cut. No one is exempt from the universe of justice. You may come to the peaceful country when you are ready to bend knees in love and wrap arms in harmony. Thank you.
Oh, let's go, Teresa. Yes. Let's go. I'm excited. Anytime I get to hear Teresa when she's in town. Yes. And I'm going to try to be at Tortuga next Wednesday for the gallery reading. I'll see if I can get something written on the theme by then. It's not like we don't have enough happening in the world to do that. Right? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close with my balloon poem, which Lantern Carrier reminded me I have by reading his poem.
Indeed, I'd love to hear it.
So next Saturday, I do not have a show on the books because we were supposed to be in Las Vegas. The booking for that booth did not happen. So there currently is not a show next Saturday. So if any of my teammates want to put a show on prime time next Saturday, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, we have Terry Rose Jertson's karaoke night the last Saturday of October. She might be doing a Halloween themed karaoke night. I'm not sure. But the last Saturday each month is karaoke night with Terry Rose Jertson. And then the first Saturday every month is our poetry and a movie night. So keep your eyes and ears open for the November and December movies. All right, so this is titled Sunrise from a Balloon.
You skipped Kelly.
Oh, shoot. Oh, my God, Shocky, thank you. Kelly, you should step up and say something. Y'all, all right, I don't know what's happening. My brain is just, it's firing way too far ahead I can't rein it in. Shocky, thank you for stepping up and saying something. Holy shit. I'm so sorry, Kelly. I need people to keep me with at least one foot on the ground. And so when I fuck up, and I do, sometimes I mess up, I make mistakes, just tell me and I'll remedy it. I promise I'm not above. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's all good. And again, I'm
All right.
so just being like, whenever you're ready.
I'm so sorry. No, I'm sorry. I really do try to minimize the mistakes. Tonight is just, it's going to be one of the, we're just going to roll with it. Anyways, I'm sorry. Take the floor, my dear.
Okay. I'll go with this one actually. Shocky inspired me for dreaming poems, so I thought I would do one of my dreaming poems. Okay. Where are you? Come here. Okay. I never learned to dream. I learned the things placed in front of me. To read and write and multiply and divide, to look both ways when I crossed the street, to eat my vegetables and clear my plate, but I never learned to dream. When you grow up with a mind that isn't quite right, but is dazzling in its way, quicksilver and mercurial, precocious, people love to praise you for your maturity, marvel at your acuity, exclaim at your perspicuity, without examining their consequences. I learned to ask why, but I never learned to ask what. I learned to look deeply, but not to look up. I learned to ask questions, but not ask for help. I learned to achieve, but I never did learn to dream. Without that ability, I wandered without destination, as if in the middle of a desert of my very own making, no destination in sight. I learned to question the point, the purpose of existence, long before I could just exist in it. I cast my eyes down to my own 2 feet, learned to will them to move, to mine every diamond of resistance in my still growing soul, burn it as fuel, borrowing dreams from loved ones in lieu of my own. But diamonds are finite, and carbon runs out. And like many, I ran out, just as my life was beginning. I was lost in the why of it all, stuck in my own head, weighed down under the burden of directionlessness. I lost the will to live just as I was meant to start. I had to learn that to dream is to love yourself, to love your possibility, to love in spite of evidence, to love graciously, and sometimes to love illogically. I had to force my own gaze to a horizon I had never looked at, so bright it hurt my naive eyes. But I learned to search it, to scour it for meaning, to find shapes in the clouds, to find a glimmer of a land I'd like to visit. And in that, I learned to steer towards something. I think just maybe, might be dreams of my own making. That was my first. And my second one is one I haven't read in a while. But I feel like I need to take it out and shake off some of the cobwebs on this one. So this is called Obese. Part 1, Discovery. In a forgotten photo found in the closet that serves as the designated tomb of my childhood, I am wearing a dress I remember well, remarkable only for how utterly ugly I felt in it. Stretched taut across my belly, cradling the soft swell of baby fat swaddling my middle, its straight lines incompatible with my new roundness. The encroaching curves of a woman, curves that could not be hidden by that simple striped dress. I was a whale, I'd thought, a beached whale. I don't remember learning that phrase, but it echoed whale, insistently whale in my head. Whale. It lived inside me as fact, which grew roots, flowered into my very own tree of knowledge, where I gorged myself on its poison fruit for decades, my size as my sin. And as I fed on that fruit, I did balloon, like that beached whale left to bloat on an abandoned stretch of shore, rotting from the inside. But in this artifact, I saw a stranger. With my face, my dress, my lies, in this photo was an average girl, not a whale, of an average size, just a girl, in an average dress, not a whale. Part 2, Blame. The snake that lived in the branches of the tree of the poison fruit serenaded me as I ate, hissing songs of self-hatred in my eager ears, songs of my gluttony, my worthlessness, my selfishness, songs that reverberated with the power of a choir exultant in the certainty of my inadequacy. The snake in his songs broke me down, as he had broken my mother and her mother before her, as he said that he decided her value, not she, and that she could not have too much of anything, especially herself. So we learned to eat our own, taking out our softest, our softness before a predator could do it for us. Is that an act of kindness, do you think? Or simply practical with margins for survival so thin? But where others built a callus, grew thick skin, scales that they could shed when it no longer served them, I remained stubborn and soft, sent into a world that preyed on softness, that reduced it to numbers in pounds, in pants, in the goddamn BMI, numbers too large, too much, which made me not enough. Acceptance. Humanity has fooled ourselves into thinking that we are greater than beasts in the wild, as if we are ruled by reason, solely by reason, impervious to songs of snakes hissed deep inside, sibilant melodies of need, of want, of fear, of scarcity. To live is to consume, and no beast has ever consumed like humanity. A teeming mass, constantly hungry, constantly reaching, constantly striving for more, heedless of the consequences. Perhaps the weight that hung my head low for so long was never just my own, but the weight of a species facing the consequences of overdue reparations. Since the evidence then of my overconsumption sits upon my very bones, too big to ignore, I must bear the weight of the collective self-hatred of billions, whose own overconsumption marks not themselves, only others, so they may hide from the weight of their actions. I refuse to lay the sins of man upon my shoulders simply because they are broad enough. I refuse to be a martyr, sacrificing myself for our species' shared shame. My size may be my sin. We are all sinners. And I am only one woman, an average girl, a beast in the wild, doing her best to simply survive.
Whew. I'm only one woman, right? The line that really stuck that I wrote down was, when you grow up with a mind that isn't quite right. And I love that, because growing up, I always felt like so much of an outsider. I felt like no one ever understood what I was thinking. I mean, I still feel like that every damn day. But then I got other outsiders now that like share my brain waves. Maybe not my post-COVID brainwaves, but like, you know, Shaki always knows what I need and stuff. So like being surrounded by other like-minded people who help me know that it's it's all part of being human is so important. But it's a wonderful message for young people. Well, and not just young people, but any people who have ever felt like they were different and that different was wrong or bad somehow. Because the shame we carry, especially as women, even queer women, like as we move into adulthood, it's a lot to bear for many people. So I appreciate that, and I'm going to try to write to that, an epigraphic poem to that line. All right, I have not done a lot of writing the last couple weeks. I've been just too distracted, too tired. But I got some writing in me that needs to come out. I can feel it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close, and I do apologize, Kelly Mary, for skipping you. It was unintentional. Feel free to drop your social medias, not social security numbers. I did have to clarify this not too long ago. In the chat so y'all can follow each other if you are not already doing so. All right, sunrise from a balloon. The clear mauve twilight sky stretches across our Sandia Mountains at the base of the Rockies. Just above 10,000 feet, a sleepy sun begins to wake the cool desert sand beneath our feet. The balloon is still in its bag. The burner is now attached to the basket. Hot air balloonists are the only ones crazy enough to greet the silhouetted mountains at this hour. A breeze brings a chill, dry and achy, every time sun strikes the mesa. Winds not fast enough to cancel our flight, so we begin to inflate. Up, up, up she goes, glowing rainbow and black against the backdrop that is Albuquerque. Permanently painted hot air balloons in our sky, dappled with every color dotted with tiny humans taken away from the ground. The sound of propane burners roar a call to the sky. Not a cloud in sight. Deepest blue sky runs to catch the horizon. As far as the eye can see, the Rio Grande River bisects our beautiful city, flanked by green cottonwood trees. It all seems so small from way up here. Quiet, still, legs wobbly in the floating wicker basket, above even the birds. Sun warm on my face. What a beautiful place we live in, New Mexico. Eventually delivered safely into the loving arms of Mother Earth, as the balloonist's prayer goes. We pack up the balloon, drink champagne, and make plans to do it all over again tomorrow. And that is that poem. My chair hydraulics are like, they keep sinking me down. But thank you all so very much. If you've never come to New Mexico, you must please come. You got to make a plan to be here in September of next year, the 13th through the 15th. I might even arrange a special trip down to Roswell and take poets to the Roswell Museum, the Alien Museum down there, which would be a lot of fun. Or we can go to the Jemez Hot Springs. It just depends if I can, if poets, if we want to rent a van, or if we just want to drive to Jemez and spend a day in the hot springs in our beautiful Mother Earth. It would be a wonderful time either way for the poets to come join us back here in New Mexico. All right. Thank you all so much. Yes, Advocate is featuring at Dumping Grounds tonight. So if you would like to pop over there, you are welcome to do so. Well, Doc, you should make it 4 times. I mean, why not? Why not make it 4 times? Let's go again. Let's go. My chat, I can't. Let me scroll down. I'm missing all the things that are in the chat. Lantern, thank you so very much for all of your
Thank you. Thank you.
lovely notes. Poem. Thank you so very much. All right. Yes, I am. Yes, Teresa. I'm resting. But I appreciate that. So yes, Dumping Grounds is featuring Advocate tonight. If anyone wants to go, you're welcome to pop over there and enjoy him. He'll be featuring here at The Word Is Right soon. A date to be announced, but it'll most likely be on one of our Sen's Thursday night shows. If you have not featured here and you would like to feature, like Kelly Mary McAllister, if you'd like to feature here, let me know, and I would be happy to set up a feature for you here. I'm not sure what happened to our feature. I sent her a message and did not hear back, so she may have had technical issues as well. But hopefully she's able to make it back here to The Word Is Right, and we can have her back for her feature set. Otherwise, let's do our toast. I do a closing toast to everyone. If you have a glass, I'll do a blessing as we all wrap up tonight for all of you. Here's to health in your company and one for the lasses. Let's drink and be merry, all of our glasses. Let's drink and be merry, bad thoughts to refrain, for we may or may not ever all be here again. This has been the Saturday Night Open Mic. Thank you all so very much. I'm your host, Marissa Prada. I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful evening. Please come back. I will see you all soon. Peace and blessings. Bye. Oh, Shaki, you're host, so you have to